Hello and welcome to Winter Disco Tabletop Gaming. In this video, we have some new Epic Encounters from Steamforged Games, and I'm super excited. I mean, the first set with the dragon and the kobolds isn't even out yet, and they've got the next one coming out in 26th of November, so I'm keen to pick up both of them, the whole four sets. It's pretty good. So these ones are covering orcs and an epic frost giant. So what we're going to do first, we're going to look at the orc one, which is Halls of the Orc King. So the text that they have there is you dive into a frozen adventure with Hall of the Orc King. It includes 20 highly detailed minis. In winter, the Orc King's followers launch brutal raids on nearby settlements before vanishing into the snow. All the while, rumours swirl that the king grows stronger, his ambitions grander, and his army greater. Can you brave the wilderness to track the frost orcs and infiltrate their icy halls? Sounds very cool. I don't think I've really seen some frost ice orcs before. I think that's really cool. So this set comes with 20 detailed miniatures, which includes 9 unique sculpts, double-sided gaming mat, adventure book with monster stats, and then basically tips and tricks on how to run an awesome encounter. And they're saying that works with every RPG. So this is pretty much the same thing that you get in all the Epic Encounter boxes. The number of models do vary because you'll have the core set, in this case, the Halls of the Orc King, which have 20 orcs, and then you'll have one which has a single giant model, in this case, literally giant. I'm looking at these models. Some of these orc models are just brilliant. We're going to show some on screen at the moment. So we have, the first line up is the orc archer on a polar bear. I don't know what to say about that. I love it. I really love it. So it's an armored polar bear. There is a ton of detail there. Very cool looking orcs. Very World of Warcraft orcs, which is very cool. The more standing upright with giant tusks and furrowed brows and pointy ears and lots of hair when you compare it to like the 40k and Age of Sigmar orcs, where they're basically their spine turns at a right angle to stick their head out, which is very strange, but I like both designs. We also have some archers as well. Again, really cool designs, very Steamforged Games in their fantasy design. Very would suit and settle in God tier very much. And I really should do some videos in God tier because I really do love the models for that. Then we have a big boy. Don't really know which one is the name of this one is, but he has a giant barbed cleaver and another hand axe, like a butcher's axe. And he's a big boy. Very cool. We also have like almost a barbarian one. I think it's a female orc with 2 giant swords. Very cool. We have one that has 2 grog. I think there is a name for it. I saw it on the Facebook page, but it talks about how it's a fiery brew that, you probably have to roll like constitution saves when you drink it or you're going to take some damage. But very cool stance for that. Let's look through some other models. We have the Orc King himself. Very, very cool model. He has a giant scar right down the middle of his face, and it seems to be held together with probably a bit of iron that's been heated up and stuck right in there. So he's had a huge slash to the face. Very chunky model. I love the thick fabric there. Like all the bits are really thick. It just screams World of Warcraft to me. It really does, which is very cool. It gets me excited for the rest of the range. Like, what are they going to do with elves? What are they going to do with like some really interesting humans and demons and things? So very excited. There is a big one that has a giant mace on a pole. That's really cool. Like, seriously, the design of these, quite simple, not overdone, but look very cool. We also have one that has holding up a skull of a man, human man skull, and holding something else. I don't quite know what that is, but it looks really cool. Lots of bones on him and things like that. What else we got? We have some spears, and I think there's some other spear orc, I guess you could say, with a really cool, what's that called? Mask. I'll get my words right. And a cool spear too. I really like that. And I think they show off a few other models that I'll put up on screen as well. So this one looks really, really cool. You can see the full set in view here. Like, just very cool. Yeah, there are some duplicate models. Like, you get 4 of the, what are they called? Archers on polar bears, but they're essentially the same models, and archers are the same, which is fine. I don't think that's really that big an issue. Yeah, so that's half of the kit. The second half is kind of awesome. It is a Frost Giant, which is huge. The model itself is 6.7 inches tall, or 17.2 centimeters tall. It's a pretty big model. The axe it has itself is, we'll say that's 6 inches, 15 and a half centimeters. But it's a huge model. I love the design. It's very Nordic, very Scandinavian, Viking-esque, just for the helmet really. But all the tattered robes, how everything's like put on his body with ropes, the windswept nature of his beard, it sort of gives this impression of a very cold, icy, desolate location. You can just imagine him standing on the top of a hill or a mountain, and you just see this silhouette of a horned, helmeted head with this giant axe and like this giant beard just waving in the strong winter winds with snow billowing around him. I really love the color as well. The color just seems to be, it's icy, so let's go for a grey blue. Really love it. I love it. I'm pretty excited for this model. I know Games Workshop have some giant Gargant models coming out. I'm assuming sometime this year. Has to be soon. It's going to be, I think they're definitely taller than this. And you also get your normal ones from Wizards of the Coast through their different lines for different giants. But this one has a lot more detail than the Dungeons and Dragons official lines. The Games Workshop ones still have a lot of detail too, probably more detail. But this one itself is a very strong pose, is sort of just gazing out across the landscape. And you can see down the bottom next to his foot, I think that's a skeleton in there. I can't really see too much. You only have one image at the moment of this model, so I can't get into too much detail, but I reckon there is a skull that looks like a rib cage and a skull there. So very, very cool. I am keen to get these. So price-wise, we're looking at the Hall of the Orc King, as we can see on the website now, is $49.95, and it's up for pre-order, coming out on the 26th of November. And then the Caverns of the Frost Giant, we didn't actually talk about what's actually in this kit. Oh, it's $40 US, coming out 26. So you can combine this with the Hall of the Orc King, and I really love that idea. So I'll have a bit in the book about how you can go from Hall of the Orc King to the Frost Giant, Caverns of the Frost Giant. And I'm also hoping that there may be some way to tie in the kobold and the dragon together. I think that would be a cool idea. I don't know. I haven't seen the book. I've had a brief look at the kobold book or the dragon book in a stream that Steamforged Games did a while ago. If I can find that, I'll put a link in one of the cards or in the description, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find that. So I think that's really, really cool if you can tie them all together. So for this Frost Giant, Caverns of the Frost Giant, you get Frost Giant miniature, some Grimfang Orc tokens. So obviously you will be coming across some orcs in this encounter, but if you have the Hall of the Orc King, you'll have those models, which I think is really cool. A whole bunch of traps too, the adventure book, double-sided gaming mat, and how to run the encounter. I think that's really cool. Like I've said before in the previous video on the kobold and the dragon one, I think that I love this idea. It makes sense. And while we're here, let's have a look at the Lair of the Red Dragon and the kobold one. So if you haven't seen that, I will link a card in the description, the video that I did for that one. But you can see here, like, just how big this dragon is. It is huge. Yeah, it's epic and massive. Here we go. It's 30 centimeters wide by 11 centimeters tall. So it's pretty big. And we compare it to the Frost Giant. The Frost Giant is about half as wide, but it is taller than that dragon. So, and I've seen that dragon in a video. It is huge. And considering that the Frost Giant is another 5.5-ish centimeters taller, that's really cool. Like almost 2 inches taller. That's really, really cool. So even if you aren't going to get it for the game itself, to play the game with Dungeons and Dragons or whatever role-playing game you play, the models themselves are awesome. So Lair of the Red Dragon is $50, and then you have the Shrine of the Kobold Queen. So we'll have a look at that. A whole bunch of models in there, so 20 models as well. So $50 for this one. So amazing. You can check out a more detailed look at the red box, I guess, if you're going to call it. The red line in another video, but I'm very excited for this. I really am. I haven't pre-ordered the red boxes yet. I do need to do that, and it comes out in less than a month, so I might actually order that after this video, and we'll unbox it on stream. On stream? No, in the video. Maybe we'll do an unboxing on stream. I really want to do some live streaming. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see some live streaming of unboxings and some build guides and maybe painting. I'm not very good at painting. I'm really not, but I've really got to get into some painting. Yeah, I'm starting to ramble. So there we go. I'm very excited for it. I think they come around both around my birthday. Yeah, the red boxes come around just around near my birthday, so I might get myself a cheeky birthday present for that. So let me know what you think about these models, particularly the Orc ones, but also let me know what you think they could do for future ones. I would love to see some wood elves. I think that would be really cool. I'd love to see what they would do with those. But yeah, I can't think of anything else. Like, I just want to see what they do. I'm really excited because I love the models. I think the models are just amazing. And I want to say epic because, you know, it's on brand. But, you know, I think it's really cool. I think this whole range is amazing. It's something that I've wanted to see for a long time. So I'm very excited for it. So that's all I'm going to leave you with now. I'm still getting my words mixed up. I'm still heavy on medication at the moment. And thank you for all the kind words that everyone has said in some of the videos about how I announced that I'd been in hospital and I was coming back, but still a bit unwell. I'm getting there. Still a little bit, yeah, it's still a bit dicey, but enough about me. It's all about the models. I love it. Subscribe to the video. Let me know what you reckon about these models and what they should be doing next. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.